trade that and get mad money back.
So you can't do that. You can't do that with the 80K.
Nick,
Thank you. Y'all can't
I don't understand,
y'all.
bro.
I'm about to get back to the text message.
Hey, but look,
Nick.
But look though, the 800 credit score might be more valuable to someone who's a trader versus someone who's not.
Yo, Nick.
Yo,
you forgot to tell them if you pass the FTMO, they give you a 600 back, so it's a free 100K.
Yep, and that 80K.
I will get to that point though. I'm a trade, so I'm gonna take the credit though. That's what I'm saying. I'm not really worried about. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. When I come from 80K, I seen $1 million on the table, so I don't really like. That's like Malik said. That's small money. So everybody around me got cash. So why would I be that person? I can go, but I ain't gonna get into that because
So you couldn't use 80,000 right now. If somebody knocked on your door and said, "Hey, you want this 80,000?"
You gonna say that's small money?
You ain't gonna say that small money.
Listen, I'm not trying to be mean.
We can't.
I'm not trying to be rude
right
to
now.
nobody. Listen, I'm not trying to be rude to nobody. Please don't take it that way. But I make a lot of money. I one of my businesses is 12 figures. I'm sorry, 8 figures. My bad.
You better speak it. You better speak it. Hey, I receive it. I receive it.
I bet 8 figures.
Don't play with him.
No, listen. Seriously though.
He said one of his businesses.
One is.
This man got 7. Don't play with him.
I do. And one of them is in 8 figures. It's 12 mil that we were able to gross. That's why I said 12 figures by accident. But I still will take 80K if anybody can look at me right now. You know what I'm
with you.
Like, I can't understand. And I'm not just talking from experience, because we all talk from experience and everybody's answer is right. I'm not saying anyone's answer is wrong here. I'm just saying in college, one of the few things I say I learned in college when I went through like my finance courses is time value of money. This is when you win the lotto, people who win the lotto and they say, oh, they're going to take the lump sum payout versus, over time, you always take the lump sum payout. Because cash now is more valuable than cash later, just because of inflation, because of a variety of factors. So if you give me 80K, and I understand that maybe I'm talking from the perspective of someone who knows how to fix credit. So I'm like, well, it don't matter to me because I'm gonna get the 800 score anyway too. But I'll always take some extra money, no matter how much money I'm making. You gonna give me 50K right now for free? Sure, I'll take it because I can do more.
Let me ask you a question, if you don't mind answering.
Yeah,
and
sure.
I'm just playing devil's advocate because again, there's no wrong answer. Have you ever had a life circumstance where credit was on the line and you got denied for something like you had an eviction or anything like that?
Yes, sir, bro. The reason why you've heard my story. Yeah, most people in here know that I'm Grant Cardone's one of his mentees. I'm in his inner circle mentorship, right? And he is the one that got me really pushing on. You got to be you have to be focused on whatever money you can get to utilize from someone else that you don't got to pay back. Because one of the things that I found out earlier this year, my credit was great. I mean, it wasn't an 850, but it was like a 795 or something when I went to the bank thinking, oh, I'm gonna really get into real estate this year. And went to the bank and I still got denied. And it wasn't just my score was high. I had a great profile too. But why did I get denied? Because the banks just decided at that moment, maybe if I went a few months later, it would have been fine. But they decided at that moment, we don't know what's going to happen with this pandemic. We don't know, we don't want to make it like 2008 again. So we're going to be a little strict on lending out right now. We decided we're not going to lend these type of products out right now. But you got to wait because for now we're just lending out the SBA loans. And I got a personal banker with Bank of America and with my credit unions, and they work every trick and trade for me all the time, and I still couldn't get funded at that time with a good credit score, a good credit profile, and money in the bank, and couldn't get funded. So I was like, what I'm
That's
saying?
why you should become. Did you LLC your name? Was you one of the ones that said that you LLC'd your name or no?
I happened to, but that wasn't me that said that yesterday though. But yeah, I happened to also.
Okay.
And my kids' names. And we could get into that play too on what I do with my kids to set up generational wealth for them because I got a lot of insight on that.
Let them know bees and my kids' names.
You know
and
what I'm
my
saying?
kids.
They're not just set with credit. they set with the education first and foremost. That's why I said the correct answer to all of this is just financial
Yes.
literacy.
Yes,
Because
absolutely.
if you know time value of money, you know to take the cash. If you also know financial literacy and how to fix your credit and how to work the credit system, you'll say, okay, I'm gonna also set up my credit at the same time. I need both of them. I want that 80K and I want that 800 credit score. And nobody gonna tell me I can't have both. You know what I'm saying?
Bees, I think I can tell you why you didn't get funded
What's up?
in the bank. Was this your first time going to this bank?
No. I went to two banks. One of them was Bank of America, which is one of my main banks that I have accounts from multiple businesses in. And they specifically
You know,
said,
the 12-figure one, you know.
yeah, that one is in there too. And that's what I meant. I have good cash flow and everything. I'm what they call the platinum honors member or some shit. So they give me like all type of crap. And they normally give me money all the time. So I thought I was gonna be fine. But this time it wasn't because of me or my profile. It was just because of the environment of the government. And they decided at that moment that they not lending out. And I needed it at that moment.
Bees,
You know what
it's
I mean?
only one way to settle this, Bees.
What's good?
You and Romel gonna have to have a foot race.
Let's get it.
And
Yo.
whoever wins.
Let's get it. Let's start a push-up challenge again. You don't know.
I'm not
Man,
doing no
being
push-up
Let's
challenge.
get it.
being
Man.
WB, I'm kind of
Hell
strong, man.
no.
I'm
Always
on
push
y'all
up.
head.
I do a lot of push-ups.
There's so
Saying
many
the T
push-ups
word.
that's old in this room anyway. Everybody's saying that T word.
Right.
Word.
Y'all owe us a lot of push-ups.
Yeah.
Right. All
Hey,
right,
I
so who
love
we got
y'all,
next?
man.
We got
I hope
Jonathan,
nobody don't
Mr.
take
Data Furniture himself. What's up,
nobody
boss?
take offense to anything I'm saying though. I just
Hey,
I
Beans, I
get
take that
passionate with this.
personally, dog.
Whatever. Whatever.
Definitely took that
I
personal.
go back on
12
mute for a
figures.
bit.
I'm offended. I'm crying
I
over
gotta
here.
step my
so-
game.
Clubhouse T. Clubhouse T.
Well, I'm in government contracting. So I was sitting here saying to myself that, and I just joined Recession Proof in February. So I'm an old soul. I got old habits and I pay for shit in cash. So I float my payroll in cash. I live in cash. I mean, it's basically because I have cash flow. But I've been trying to get to the 800 credit score. I'm so close. And you can't put yourself on your own data. So I can't manipulate. I can't do anything outside of, building credit the right way. So I've been sitting here. Let me turn this down. So I'm sorry. I'm listening to some Andre. Hold on. I was sitting here saying to myself, like, what would I do if I had the 80? I really want the 800 so I can go to the bank, get a line of credit, start floating payroll, go to K Neal, get the note from them about the truck, then take it to Navy Federal and buy me a new truck, add to the fleet. I mean, these are the things that I'm thinking about that I would do with the 80. But then I realized that, it's the end of the year, right? So with the 800 credit score, I would take the 80,000 now that I'm sitting here thinking about it, because I've been really trying to put some money to the side, and since I'm an S Corp, I take that 80 and I take about 40,000 of it and I put it in my SEP IRA and just stash it to the side, right? Then I take the other 40, probably split it in half, take 20, throw it in the bank so my wife can have Uber Eats for a couple months. And then I take the other 20 and I take it to a bank and get a secure loan, maybe from United Nations Federal Credit Union that has this fancy secure loan where they match you like 35%. So you get a little bit more than 20. And so at that point, I have a little bit to the side, I have some money in house, some cash, so everybody in the house can be happy. And then I'd have 20 in a line of credit that I'd be able to float my payroll with. Payroll's about 18, and float the payroll with it and have that floating so I don't have to worry about keep digging and hustling every month to make sure that when I'm off in the months where the payroll comes from the government and the ADP hits, when I have those off months, then I'm hustling, doing things, trying to make sure that I can make ends meet. So I see now how I can leverage the 80 in the credit without even having to get my credit fixed for real, because I can use secured products. Thanks, y'all. Good morning. Top of the morning to y'all.
That was a good answer, bro.
That was bad. Assalamu alaikum.
I feel like I know too much, man,
Walaikum salam.
and I'm jumping in between credit and money right now because y'all answers are too good. I'm gonna just move on to Ron. Let's just go to Ron.
We printing that shit, Joe.
What's good, Ron?
Ronald or Ron?
Ron was good.
Ron
Good morning. Good morning. Have a grand rising. How's everyone doing?
Got
Man,
the
rising,
suede
bro.
suit on, brother. Looking
Hey,
smooth
man.
this morning.
You know?
I'm always shaking. I'm actually watching some videos for day trading. I'm also a trader. So give you a quick background. I still working 9 to 5 IT in the cruise industry. I got my IT consultants on the side. Just started credit repair as well with him 500 November class. Met up with Bees and the whole entire gang. And I'm also doing trading. I've been doing trading for the past year and a half. And in regards to the question, you said the 8K or the 800. I already have the 800, so that was easy. The 80, I mean, I could always use the 80K because there's so many investments and opportunities I could go ahead and dabble in. I could flip the 80,000 and double up that within 18 days or less in the stock market.
I like that answer.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
That answer. Ronald.
Yes, hello. I'm Ron. I'm from Detroit. Um, at the end of the day, I feel like it's not a right or wrong answer, like you say. I feel like you can get the 80,000 with the 800, but in certain situations, you wouldn't be able to get the 80,000 with the 800. Um, at, I'm an investor, so uh, I am going to advise or suggest that you use other people's money. Um, in every situation, I'm going to use somebody else's money if I can instead of mine. Um, I did hear a couple ideas that did kind of alter my point, but I'm gonna just pass after that.
Tina.
What's up?
What up? What you doing? 80K or 800 credit score?
I'm taking the 80K. I'm taking other people's money. My credit score is where I could go get the credit. I mean, all I would do with the 800 credit score if I didn't have 80K was leverage my credit to get the 80K. But nobody's talking about the taxes they'd have to pay on the 80K. Because you're gonna be paying like 40% of that back to the tax man. It's not. There's no such thing as free and clear money. Like, if somebody just give you 80,000, how are we getting this 80,000? Yeah, they can pay. I would assume that'd be gifted to
It's
you.
a gift.
So you're
Yeah,
paying
so
40%
let's say you
on
just
it.
let's just say you found 80,000 in a brown paper bag in front of your door. So you got two choices: blue pill, red pill. You gonna get an 800 credit score, or you gonna walk out the door with 80,000.
But is it clean money? Like, is the money clean? Is it dirty money?
Does it matter?
Right.
It don't matter.
I want to get into his real estate, so I know with 80K. I mean, I also trade too, so I'd probably put a little bit in my trading account, but I mean, that's a lot of down payments to get going with what I want to get going.
Got you. So you taking the bread?
I'm taking the bread all day.
Then leave.
Bro, I'm gonna hit up Nick. I'm gonna be like, Nick, come build out this credit report so that I can get funding. Then I'm gonna hit up Bees. I'm gonna say, Bees, teach me how to properly fund my business. Then I'm
gonna ask for 80,000.
Yeah, then I'm gonna hit up Jeremy and I'm gonna say, hey, yo, Jeremy, I need me some trade lines to soup this bitch up. Then I'm gonna take me about a week to go get some high limit credit cards and go get me some cards on Turo. Then I still have my money to sit on, put that towards my bills, and then shit. Use the rest
if you call me to fix your credit, Kendra, I'm gonna charge 80,000.
There we go. So
get that 80,000.
I'm gonna take the cash and open a collection agency, and I'm gonna come get all y'all. Me and CC.
There you go. And I will be right there on the webinar, like, hey, Layla, Queen Slay.
It's Queensley.
Oh, my bad.
You better.
Queen's Sleeve. You
Yeah,
have the floor.
Okay. I actually want to pose a question because it seems like a family reunion in here, and y'all are like experts. So the first thing I would say is I would take the money, and the reason why I would take the money is because I'm gonna always take the money, and because my credit score is around the number where I can get things, this is what I was thinking, and y'all can just give me your feedback. So going into 2021, this is something that I want to do. I'm second generation wealth building, so I'm still kind of new at this. I'm a nurse, okay. So what I would do is, with my credit score, right, it's in the high 700s. Get two lines of credit, 45K each. Use one to buy a property and one to rehab, and then like cash out on the refinance and then pay off the loans. What is that? How does that sound?
With the 80,000 or
No,
with
with the credit score.
Sound
uh
like you had an extra 10 bands somewhere, right?
Yeah.
uh what you doing with the extra 10?
I don't know.
No, she had it. She added the extra 10. She said 45 and 45, right?
Clubhouse T.
No, so with the credit, no. So with the credit, right? So I'm gonna take the money, but I'm talking about with the credit that I already have.
Oh, so you gonna get
Yeah,
property with the credit.
that I already have. So my credit is in the high 700s. So with that, I was thinking about of getting an LLC, and
Mhm.
through my LLC, getting two lines of credit up to 45K each. Buy a property, rehab a property.
Oh, so you're asking a question like, do we think
Yeah.
that's a good idea or not?
Yeah, I want
Got
input
you.
from y'all.
Got you. Um, what do y'all think? Do y'all think that's a good idea? Should she take her credit score right now, get create a business and get two lines of credit for $45,000 each?
Yes, I'll explain why.
Where are you located in the country? So to
Well,
see
I'm in
what you
LA.
can.
I'm in LA, but I'll be going back to Texas, Houston, Texas.
Yeah, I was in Houston what shoot February, I guess. I don't. I guess it depends on what the market will support as far as what inventory can you acquire for that little bit of money. You get what I'm saying? Like definitely not anywhere in LA. I don't shoot nowhere near downtown Houston. Um, because you're saying you got 80,000, and you're saying you're gonna get a line of credit for 45 each. That's another 90. You at 170. 170 really isn't gonna buy you that much house when you're talking about renovating and everything else too. You
I
know,
don't
Well,
know,
it
cause
depends
Jerry
on
got on here
where.
yesterday and he said he making 70,000 off of
Clubhouse
$5.
T. Clubhouse
Jerry,
T.
right?
Yeah, so
Yeah, yeah. So that it depends on where. Go to Tennessee, go to Chicago, go to Cleveland. Those places you're gonna get property for a lot lower cost that you can flip and sell for a good profit margin.
yeah, I know
So
nothing about Texas, so I have no
yeah,
input.
Definitely in Chicago. That's where I'm from. Definitely.
yep.
So it's doable. It's a good
It
plan.
yeah, it's
Okay.
doable, but it's just about your location. Like I live in
bingo,
Florida,
bingo.
and I don't my real estate strategy in Florida is different from anywhere else. So I got a Series LLC in Chicago so that I could flip properties in Chicago, and that's where I flip. I don't flip in Florida. Instead, I'm looking for and I don't get like single family homes in Florida because I don't want to be a landlord, right? And you're not going to find a property management company that's going to manage any like 4 units or less, right? So my play in Florida, and I go like to Central Florida because I live in South Florida, like Miami, Fort Lauderdale, and it's expensive here. But when I go up to like Central Florida area, I'm looking at 20 plus unit properties, and those I will purchase and then have my management company manage it. So it's a little bit more passive for me. I'm not a landlord, and that's a bigger investment. You got the rental payments coming in recurring plus the appreciation in the property itself. Then you could do oh my God, why do I always forget the name of this thing? 1035 exchange or whatever it is to
1031.
1031 exchange to roll it up into a next property of equal or larger value afterwards, or just keep it. But all I'm
Clubhouse
saying
T.
is your real estate strategy is going to change depending on where you are in the country and how much involved you want to be.
Thank
And
you.
for anybody that doesn't know what the 1031 is it's the rich man's game that they've been running for centuries. Basically, when you sell your property as long as you exchange it for a larger property of similar kind, you don't have to pay taxes on that money at all. Well, it's called deferred taxation, but from a big picture, you don't have to pay taxes.
Because
And
you just
then
keep deferring it.
Yeah, Jamal
and then
King talks
and then
about that a lot.
it gets uglier than that though, because now with these opportunity zones all over the country,
Mm-hmm.
if you jump in there, it cuts the end off, it cuts the back
Mm-hmm.
end off, so you never have to pay taxes on it.
Yep.
Like it's crazy. Like people that got wealth will always have it because of little rules like that.
Yep. And,
Right.
and my apologies. AJ's right. I should have explained that. I'm throwing out acronyms and all that shit without explaining. My bad.
And make sure y'all reading books too to learn about this. Like Jamal King, the 9 to 5 Millionaire, he talks about this. Robert Kiyosaki talks about it. Like, look up to millionaires. Like they leave clues. Like, just read the books.
That's what's up. So I see Stormy tap back in,
My dog Stormy,
and then she
Stormster.
just tap back out. So
She's on the plane. She's on the plane, y'all.
Oh, okay. Man. All right, so we can let's jump to Brian. What's up, Brian?
What's going on? I am an artist from the city of Detroit, Michigan. And I'm also someone who has been self-educating myself on financial literacy, coming from a family of those who may not have been as literate in finances. And when it comes to, well, first of all, I got a 700 right now. So I don't have an 800. However, I do know how to get it. And I feel like this question kind of depends on where you are financially, within personally and within the businesses that you have. So, me, I'm taking the 80, only because I know how to get it. And I know, you can get an 800 and like my guy said, you may not get approved, or you may not get approved just based on the current situation of the economy. You know what I'm saying? So the 80K, I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna invest to Airbnbs. Like, that's my plan, to do that. Anyway, they can see, I'm thinking about capital. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that got an 800, that person is, they have mixture. They have different types of credit. They have different types of debts that they balancing. So it just depends on the person's situation.
Well said, brother. Well said. And Nick, let's just refresh the room real quick, and tell everybody what we're here for again, and to tap in more people and such. I'll let you take that.
Yeah, let's go ahead and ping everybody to the room right now. Go to the bottom of the screen. Don't click left quietly. Don't click the hand, but click that plus sign right next to it, and let's ping some people to the room right now. Let's go ahead and max it out. This is the Financial Literacy Room. If you want to join the Financial Literacy group, click Financial Literacy with that little greenhouse at the top and click follow. Outside of that, this morning we are talking about 800 credit score or $80,000 cash money. We're just talking about starting from zero, and would you choose a 800 credit score or 80,000? So we're gonna go ahead and move on. I got Crack. What's up, Crack?
What's up, Nick? What's up, Bees? Good morning, everybody else. I'm from South Florida. I do music. I manage a couple artists. I also do marketing. Nick and Bees actually helped me with getting my credit up a lot over the last 2 months. So I'm grateful for both of them.
You too, fam.
Me personally, I'm taking the 80K. I would invest it in getting like a screen printing machine, direct to garment printing machine as well, and things of that sort. I'm gonna flip the 80K by just like offering services.
That's dope. I like that.
That's what's up.
Screen printing. That's what, screen printing is a good business, because like if someone is doing drop shipping, you're actually the supplier. So you can have multiple people that are really selling, quote unquote, your products. Um, and all you have to do is just be great at creating and distributing. That's dope. Courtney.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. I Well, first I want to answer the question, 80K or 800 credit score. And I would take the 80K simply because I don't like owing anyone. I don't like to be in debt. So I just, in my mind, and I want to get into real estate, I want to flip the money. And maybe, I don't know if that's the right or wrong answer, but that's my answer.
No,
Um,
no right or wrong. You definitely, it's definitely good as long as you have a sound plan and strategy. Then you good. And I love what you're saying.
Okay. And I have a question to you all and to you bees. I'm not as familiar with everyone. I'm kind of new to the group. I'm so thankful to you guys because y'all are really dropping knowledge. And so I was on yesterday, I'm on today. But bees, I don't know y'all story. You and most of the moderators. But I guess my question is I'm a homeowner, and while I have, my savings and I have like, I might I don't have as much as y'all, obviously. And I'm just trying to figure out what's the move when you are starting out, I guess.
So I'll start with the answer to that, and then everybody could chime in for sure. My the way that I tell everybody to start, you should have an emergency fund, right? First and foremost, right?
Okay.
So build up your 6 to 12 months. And I'm sorry, I hear my kids chasing me. And okay, hold on, guys, give me a second. So you start with your emergency fund,
Was that
and
Law and Order?
Yes, it was.
oh, okay.
He got
So
all the effects.
you know what I'm saying? So here we go. So you start with that emergency fund, 6 to 12 months, right? And I say as much as 12 because that can come in handy for what your level of your lifestyle that you want to live in case of some crazy emergency. That's
Correct.
about the max that I'm gonna put in the bank. Right after that,
Okay.
don't put your money in the bank because why you gonna put it in there? They're not giving you no type of return. You could get
Right.
returns better elsewhere. So the next place where what I consider a savings account, Katya, don't touch that, go over there. What I consider, who doing that every time I talk to the kid?
It's Nick with the sound effects.
The next thing you do is a savings account, but this is not a savings account in the bank. Put your money in um oh my god, I'm sorry, the kids are like right on top of me, so it's throwing my mind off. Put your money in an index fund that tracks the S&P 500. Okay, why?
Yes, sir.
Because that is going to give you the best returns right now, the best, most consistent returns. This is not
Okay.
this is I don't consider that an investment. I consider that a savings account, right?
Okay.
But instead of putting it in the bank and getting 1% or less, you on average, the S&P 500 did 15% over the last 10 years, right?
Wow.
I usually tell people you could get 10% because that's a safer number because it's almost like guaranteed it's going to happen. But they've
Right.
outperformed it over the last 10 years and it's been around 15%, right? So
Okay.
that's the first two places I would start is your emergency fund, and that could be in the bank, but use it strategically. Put it in a bank that you want to build a relationship with, like if you're going to do a credit union like Navy Federal, because they
Okay.
are a relationship bank. Meaning,
Okay.
the more you put in there, the more you leverage other products they got, is the more they'll give you for everything else. The more credit they'll give you. Throw your business account in there and everything. So definitely choose a relationship bank that will reward you for putting that savings account in there. I mean, not savings, the emergency fund in there, and then go into the S&P 500 index fund tracking the S&P 500 for your savings. Then you're going to get into one of the three financial properties of making wealth in this country. And that's going to be business, building a business. Is going to be the financial markets, your stocks and stuff like that. This is,
Mm-hmm.
the index fund was a collection of stocks. It's just a safe bet. But, now you're going to get into your individual stocks and such. And then the third is real estate. Those are the three primary financial methods, vehicles of making wealth, building wealth in this country, in this world.
That's a
So
good answer. So hopefully, the guests and the individuals down here at the bottom are writing it down because that was definitely a nugget for sure.
I was just about to say the same thing. Do not ask a question without a notebook ready.
for sure,
I
I'll
definitely am
say
writing.
I'll say
I
one
am
thing
definitely
if I
writing.
could if I could chime in on the back end of what B said, I think especially when you start getting real money, especially multiple commas, it's a little more difficult to think back to when you ain't really have no money. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
And so it's
Right.
like a lot of what B said really applies to those who are big earners already. You get what I'm saying? But
Okay.
my advice would be, if you are starting from the bottom, as the majority of us is, right?
Right.
I would jump into wholesaling real estate. You could do
Okay.
it with no money or very little money, and the possible returns are phenomenal.
Yes,
I
And
sir.
want to
so,
oh
yeah,
no
so
no no
that's
go
what
ahead
I would
finish.
suggest. That's what I would suggest for anybody who is especially looking to get into real estate. Tap in with me, shoot me a DM. I got materials I can send you. I got contracts I can send you. But wholesaling real estate is the best way, as far as I don't have any money right now, or I got a couple $100 that I can invest, and I can really try to run it up. Because either
Yes.
you got money or you got time and energy that you can put into something. You're gonna have
Right.
to choose one
But
in
yeah,
order
I
to
will
elevate.
be DMing you.
All
Yes,
right.
Well, let me
absolutely.
say something real quick on that because I know you had mentioned about like you don't know everyone's story, and I don't even know if everyone knows my story. Back in 2016, I went through a crazy divorce, and I had my collection agency, but because I was going through a divorce, my collection agency was set up from home, so I kind of had to like really shake and move and do what I need to do. My last $16,000 was frozen because I, again, in transition, I wasn't processing payments. People were doing chargebacks, and I know this is probably a little too deep, but I had then got some of the money, right? So I only really had about like 7,000 that I could only get partial release until they go through their little thing. So I'm
Right.
like, I didn't know what to do, to be honest with you. So the hustler in me, if anybody know I'm from Philly, I moved to Charlotte, no family. Um, I actually started driving Lyft. So here's the gotcha. I started driving Lyft, but I was studying all this time in reference to credit. But I was giving out all my business cards to the people that were in Lyft, and then my personality, I was just connecting them. It bubbled from there. But with my $7,000, what I did was I moved because I needed shelter because I was in one. Okay, and I needed to get out of there. And mind you, this is all just not too long ago, right? 2016. So when I got money, I didn't know how to I didn't know how to invest. I didn't know how to, you know what I'm saying, manage it. My mindset wasn't really there. I just wanted to get my hands on money because I came from nothing. So this is why
Mm-hmm.
I stand hard. I stand firm on, first of all, do something that you know if you get paid or not. If you're passionate about it, you go all in. And you get also along the journey, you become a student. I still made money, but I also invest into my brand, and I
Right.
continued to grow with my mindset, and money started coming to me. So I'll say that anybody that goes through anything, through hell, through fire, you're not going to stop if the house on fire. You're going to find the closest safety. You're going to find the exit. So when you guys are going through turmoil or whatever the situation, life happens. Stop making excuses or get disciplined and go all in. Just show up. That's my thing, because I know a lot of people are wanting to, like, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to open a business. It's hard. It's days that I had to remember my why. It was days that I was like, I ain't doing this. I'm not dealing with people, or people trying, arm wrestle me, or what I'm saying, just trying to rush me in my process. I wanted to give up a lot of times, but I didn't. So keep pushing.
Courtney, can I ask you a question? Yo, I love the whole
Can
story, Layla. Courtney, can I ask you
I'm
a question?
yes, absolutely.
What What are you passionate about?
I'm most passionate about people, but I don't know if that is what your question was. I don't know if it was
No,
related to
no, no.
finance.
That's a great answer. So you're most passionate about people.
Yes.
So what skill set do you have that serves?
Um, I don't know how to answer that. I'm so sorry.
Nah, it's
Uh,
okay. It's okay. I give you an example, right?
okay.
So, like, I didn't have a lot of money at one point, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm also passionate about people, but a lot of the skill sets that I had was in digital media and filmmaking. So I had to figure out how my passion for people, how I could use my passion for people and my skill set together to make
To
money,
monetize.
to
Yeah.
monetize that. So sometimes it's really easy to figure out, okay, what am I already good at? And how can
Right.
I package that and sell it? Because it's one thing to be like, okay, yes, I work a 9 to 5. I know how to do that. But it's another thing to really be passionate about something and to work hard at it, because it's easier to work harder at something that you're passionate about. So
Okay.
with me being a creative, what I ended up doing, and it was just off of just pure grind, was all I had literally when I moved to Atlanta, all I had was an air mattress. I had a wooden fold up table, right? I didn't even have a
Hmm.
chair for it. I didn't have nowhere to eat at, and a computer and my camera. That's the only thing that I had.
Okay.
And what I did was I took that skill set in filmmaking and I figured out how could I capitalize on it. Of course, we're in a different marketplace now because of COVID. But I
Hmm.
took that camera and I went to every single club in the city every single night, and I took pictures and I took videos, and I got out there and I spoke to people and I networked. That transition into people asking me questions like, yo, can you take pictures of this? Can you film that? Can you do this? Can you do that? Then I started finding the niche that all these people needed branding. So now I'm doing graphic design for all of these people. Now I'm meeting up with people and I created my own podcast. So now I got
Right.
a brand. You see what I'm saying? So I
And
start.
I have a podcast, and I do, like, I I have my BS is in sociology, and I have a passion for, like, I guess, well, for our people, for the Black community, and I speak a lot to different people and try to help them find jobs and stuff like that. So I guess I'm trying to wrap my mind around how I could, I guess, incorporate that. Is what
So
I'm
long
saying.
story short, right? Take your skill set with and your love for people. So with you having a podcast and a voice, right?
Hmm.
Build a brand around that, but create a service that serves people. So just to bring this all back together, all of those skill sets help me create the business that we have right now called the Wealth Builders, which literally is teaching people financial literacy and credit trading, drop shipping, and real estate. But we're not doing it for them. We're empowering them, and we're using
Yes.
our experiences to teach people and help people so they can grow. So with what you do, you can literally take people that are in the areas that are included in what it is that you like to do or what you like to help people with, and you
Hmm.
can just do a virtual conference and
Okay.
charge $100 or $50 per person,
Oh
right?
my goodness.
But all
Okay.
you got to do is just be like, yo, you got to be a thinker. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
And you
Yes.
can use your voice and host that, but just go find the resources for all the blind spots. You can do that from home.
Absolutely. Okay.
You know what I mean? So it's just more
Absolutely.
about like just thinking differently with some of our strategies, right? And even like with some of the other stuff we're doing, like I did, TransUnion Tuesdays. I'm helping everybody remove collections from TransUnion for free every single Tuesday, right?